me about Robyn Crawford.
I don't know. What do you want to know about Robyn Crawford?
Who was she?
Robyn was a nobody. She was a nobody. She was an opportunist. She was a wannabe.
She said, love me unconditional. She was worth that.
Right.
There's a lot of Whitney out there. She just didn't let a lot of people know.
Yeah.
Her.
And a lot of people have a difficult time understanding relationships.
She was a nobody, really. And she happened to involve herself with Nippy, you know, for whatever reasons, you know. I've never seen him do anything, but I knew that she was something that I didn't want my sister to be involved with. And it was evil, it was wicked.
It was around this time that Nippy met Robyn Crawford. I had told Nippy that she needed to get something to do, some kind of work in addition to modeling. So she got a job at a playground near our house, and she met Robyn the very first day. I had a bad feeling about that child from the very first time I saw her. There was something about the way she carried herself, a kind of arrogance that I didn't like.
I always sensed a bitterness in her mom because I thought her daughter is so awesome.
Right.
That there was so much to be joyful about.
Though she was a pretty girl, in my opinion, Robyn wasn't as bright as Nippy. She also seemed abrasive and unapologetic about that. While Nippy would usually bend over backward to get along with people, sometimes to a fault, Robyn had a strong, assertive personality and said exactly what she thought. As I would later learn, she was also gay.
She was also gay. She was also gay.
Our friendship was deep. We were intimate on all levels.
Yeah.
There was no shame in the physical
Absolutely.
moments that we shared.
What?
Robyn, I'll kick your camera and break it.
Robyn. I wouldn't do that.
Robyn.
Do you believe that Whitney and Robyn were in a gay relationship?
I don't really know.
She knows how I feel about her. I wrote her a note after Whitney passed. Mrs. Houston knows I loved Whitney, and Whitney loved me.
Would it have bothered you if your daughter, Whitney, was gay?
Absolutely.
It would have bothered you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You would not have liked that?
Not at all.
Not at all. You wouldn't have condoned it or...
No.
No.
What do you think her mother's uncomfortability was?
Whitney would listen to me, and that would bother Mrs. Houston. But I think the only reason why Whitney listened to me is because I listened to her.
Who do you think was controlling her mainly?
Oh, her mother. Her mother, clearly. I think that, you know, Whitney had the career that her mother always wanted. Her records never achieved any real major success. And here comes her daughter. And if you read in her book, she referenced in her book, Whitney stole all of her style.
It's gonna make you wonder how a song like Things That Make You Go, could be a hit, huh?
Well, you know, I know what's hot. People are fickle, they go for what's new and what's hot. What they think is today, and next week it'll be something
Right,
else.
and that's what you gotta do is stick with what you know is good for you.
Right.
And never mind all that other shit, Janet Jackson shit, let the bitch have it.
This we're gonna have to edit.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, why you gotta
Wait, let me let y'all know who that was. First of all, you gotta...
Get out of here, bro.
But Whitney's mom had a little, I call it fever, about our closeness.
Right.
And Whitney was like, I need Robyn here.
Right.
Where I'm going, I need someone who knows me now.
Right.
Whitney and Robyn, the relationship was her safety net.
Hi, Robbie.
That was a whole separate world from who she needed to be in the public for her parents, her family.
Robyn and Whitney were like twins. They were inseparable. They were inseparable.
Speculation about Whitney's relationship with her female executive assistant and best friend for 17 years.
You're my friend.
What else you want? You play basketball. They think you're a man, I don't know. She's a damn good basketball player. She can beat any guy there is. I love it.
Because she plays basketball, people think she's a lesbian.
She's a very tall, very broad woman. She's been my friend for years. I don't know, we just stuck it out. And now we're just, I don't know, they just think we're just, I'm not gay and I'm not lesbian. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter. Lesbian and gay, I'm not. Two titles I can't claim, I'm sorry. I just can't, you know? First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
I think they prevented it. I think it was sort of understood that they could not connect. Again, it had to be Bobby and Whitney in this family unit.
Some of the family might have been homophobic, but really it was about control. Robyn was the only one that could get Whitney out of bed. She was the only one that Whitney would listen to. And anyone who had influence was a threat.
I will always say that was the downfall of Whitney. Robyn was the person who was keeping her together. And I think that's why the drugs became so important to her. That was the crutch that she used to get through that. This was her friend that she'd had around her for, you know, since the beginning of her career. And all of a sudden, I think she had people telling her what to do. Her mother was very much against it. Clive was very much against it. It wasn't cool to have a lesbian affair. You know, today I always think, if she were an artist today, she'd be fine. Everything would be lovely. She probably would still be here. But back then, it was this tremendous emphasis on being the perfect girl.
Robyn Crawford, friend and employee. Once so close to her, Houston had to deny rumors the two of them were gay. She still denies the rumors and says Crawford left 2 years ago after arguing with Bobby Brown about who should advise Houston.
There is no competition. There's no competition. That's my husband. If you want to be my friend, let's remain friends. If you can't handle that, sorry.
And in the pause, a message for Crawford.
Dad, I love you.
LGBT people still suffer with high levels of depression, anxiety, addictions, and suicide. I know because I'm one of them.
I'm not gay and I'm not lesbian. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter. Lesbian and gay, I'm not.
He also confirms rumors that Whitney was a lesbian and had a sexual relationship with Robyn Crawford, her best friend and assistant. He says they were married and he knows. They discussed this, so it was true.
I met them both when they came to London for an AIDS vigil that I was organising way back, I think, in 1990, and it was quite clear they were very much in love. They expressed, affectionate touching and kissing as a couple in love do. So I don't believe I did anything wrong. I think I simply told the truth.
We start looking at some of those underlying issues that, people are using drugs on. The low self-esteem, the feeling of not being good enough, just the loneliness and isolation as well that some people can feel.
It her powerful new memoir, A Song for You, My Life with Whitney Houston, excerpted exclusively in this week's People. Robyn is finally sharing her story and their love story.
In 1982, she came to visit her one day and she gave her a Bible and she said, we can't be together in this way anymore. She wanted to have marry and have children. She said that they'll use this against us, which is so sad because it tells you sort of about the fear of the time and sort of how people felt they couldn't be themselves.
She said to me, I want to make sure that you don't do nothing without Robyn. What are you talking about? You're not going anywhere. I'm going to die before you. She said, no. I'm serious. Listen to me. You don't do nothing without Robyn. Promise me. No matter who comes to you or they want to give you, you don't say nothing without Robyn.
What would you want to say to her?
I would want to say, you know, Nip, you know I love you. And I got you. I will represent. I love that girl like yesterday. And she's with me all the time.
Yes, in the end, it was tragic. But the dream and the rise were beautiful. I owe it to my friend to share her story, my story, our story. And I hope that in doing so, I can set us both